And good morning, up to Friday now, October the 20th. I'm Ray Collins, and we were blaring everyone's work. What's the song by Loverboy? Everybody's working for the weekend. We're blaring that moments ago, and Steve Newman loved it. Not really. Yeah.
It's a little jarring, but we got a great weather picture coming up. Ray, by next week at this time, it's going to be a lot cooler. In the 50s at night. Can you believe that?
I can't, but worse off, we're going to fix your microphone and come back to you in a few seconds. By the way, Steve is in for John Scalzi, and no huge surprise because John hadn't been feeling well all week long, and Steve is in today, thankfully, so we'll check back with him and a new mic in about 15 minutes. First, checking first alert traffic. We'll see some issues already on 301, the southbound lane heading toward University Parkway. Farther south now into Sarasota County. We'll see a little blip there at the 41-301 split, mostly heading away from the Bayfront. And farther south, we'll check the final map in the South County area and see no issues to report at 5:01 on your Friday morning. New developments in the Sarasota County schools. 6 schools are no longer on lockdown this morning. Deputies were called to Riverview High School after receiving a report of a student showing a gun on the bus. The county placed Riverview and 5 surrounding schools on lockdown. After a manhunt, that student is now in custody. 17-year-old Anthony Duncan, shown here, charged with possessing a firearm on school property and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. 17 years old. He was found in downtown Sarasota at the bus station on Lemon Avenue. The sheriff's office is still investigating. We're also learning more about the death of an 82-year-old Bradenton woman. Her female neighbor is charged in her death, and our Rick Adams has the latest.
Authorities are still searching for answers in the death of 82-year-old Zelma Huddleston in her Bradenton home. Her daughter discovered her mom's bloodied body Tuesday morning. Her neighbor, 55-year-old Misty Whiteley, has been charged with second-degree murder in her death.
I didn't believe that it was as close to where I lived.
Anthony Gallo lives right around the corner from where this murder took place. He says this hasn't changed his perspective on the neighborhood he calls home.
Even though the tragedy happened, I don't feel any different about my neighborhood. Everybody knows everybody. I didn't know the people as well as other neighbors.
Authorities say a keychain with the name Misty on it was found in a pool of blood near Huddleston's body. A knife was also found just feet away. The medical examiner says Huddleston suffered cuts and blunt force trauma to her head, which caused her death. It happened in what neighbors are calling a very quiet neighborhood down the road from the Manatee River. Sam Armstrong visits the area frequently. He couldn't believe the news when we told him what happened.
It's pretty shocking. It's really shocking for it's a nice neighborhood.
Misty Whiteley remains behind bars in the Manatee County Jail, where a judge has set her bail at more than $750,000. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Detectives in Manatee County looking for the man who stole a tray of jewelry from the DeSoto Square Mall. He entered a store called Intrigue and asked the clerk to see some jewelry. He then grabbed the entire tray and ran out of the mall, described as a medium-build black male with a beard, last seen wearing a black shirt and khaki shorts. If you can help, call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. A joint plea for your unwanted prescriptions from the Sarasota Police and the DEA. The public is asked to bring expired medication and pills to the front lobby of the Sarasota Police Department or any of the addresses shown on your screen right now. The DEA can't accept liquids or needles, only pills or patches. The drop-offs are safer than what many people do with prescriptions, such as flushing them down the toilet or throwing them in the trash, which both pose potential safety and health hazards. A natural gas line break caused a retirement facility to evacuate and a portion of US 41 to shut down yesterday on the island of Venice. It happened in the afternoon at the Village on the Isle. Venice fire officials say an excavator struck the gas line. There is construction going on at that retirement community. No one was hurt, and US 41 now is back open. An area state senator wants to add human trafficking to lesson plans in Florida schools. Senator Greg Steube wants to make sure middle and high school students are learning about the dangers and signs of human trafficking. Steube's bill already passed the Children, Family and Elder Affairs Committee and has 2 more stops before it gets to the full Senate. Steube says the bill stemmed from a Riverview High School graduate who came to him with the idea.
Most people don't see this part of what's going on in our community, but it's happening everywhere. And when you look at the statistics, it's pretty staggering of what's going on here in Sarasota and all across the state, especially in Florida. Florida is one of the leading states where this type of activity is going on. So if we can prevent these atrocities from happening and prevent especially high school age children from being involved in these type of organizations and getting pulled into these type of organizations through education, I think is very, very important.
And his bill should be considered in the next session that starts early next year in Tallahassee. A state appeals court denied a major challenge to the governor's emergency generator rule. That rule will require every nursing home and assisted living facility in Florida to have a working generator and 96 hours of fuel to keep patients safe during a disaster. The emergency request was taken by Governor Scott after the tragedy at the rehab center in Hollywood Hills, where nearly a dozen seniors died in the wake of Hurricane Irma when they lost power there. Now, associations representing nursing homes and facilities filed appeals claiming that there was no immediate danger or emergency justifying the governor's request. Those arguments were rejected yesterday in court. Well, Governor Scott has 1 year left on his term, but there's already questions about how his successor will fly around the state. The governor fulfilled a campaign promise back in 2011 when he was first elected, when he sold off the state's 2 private planes and made the state $3 million in the process. He has since used his own private plane to save taxpayers' money. Well, this week he was asked how the next governor will travel our 65,000 square mile state. Here was his answer, or as some say, his non-answer.
My goal is the next governor is going to focus on how they can get more jobs in the state. It's still, even though we've done well, we're over 1.4 million jobs, it's still the #1 issue you can do for a family besides their education and keeping them safe.
When pressed on the question of whether he would approve a budget that includes buying a new state plane, he responded by saying he will review any budget that is sent his way. Oh well. A new water taxi is coming to the Suncoast to connect downtown Sarasota to Anna Maria Island. The ferry will launch early next year. This will be the first of its kind in our area. A 149-passenger vessel will provide regular transportation from the 10th Street boat ramp in Sarasota to the Riverwalk in Bradenton and up to the historic Bridge Street Pier in Bradenton Beach. Thousands of athletes are competing today and this weekend in Lakewood Ranch. The Ultimate Disc National Championships are underway at the Premier Sports Campus. More than 1,200 athletes on 48 teams are all trying to win national titles. It's a team sport with 7-on-7. The players work the disc down the field by passing to teammates. They score by catching the disc in the opponent's end zone. It's very fast-paced. There are no referees. It's all on the honor system.
It's getting more popular all the time. Depending on which report you go on, there are about 5 million people that play Ultimate every year in the United States. USA Ultimate, the national governing body for the sport, has about 55,000 members, and we're growing every year.
No other sport has a component of flight like the Frisbee does. Everything affects how it flies, and it has so much impact on the game, and I think people really enjoy having that extra variable.
He said Frisbee. The championships will run now through Sunday. Organizers hope Ultimate will be part of the Olympic Games one day. A couple events happening tomorrow, including a walkathon for breast cancer awareness at the Brookdale Assisted Living Facility. For $5, you'll receive a T-shirt and lunch with all proceeds going to breast cancer research. Starts at 9 a.m. at Brookdale Central on Bee Ridge Road. And also tomorrow morning, alongside the Sarasota Celtic Music Festival, the Braveheart 5K Kilt Run. Must be brave. The event will take place at Nathan Benderson Park. If you haven't signed up for the 5K, you can still sign up before the 9:30 a.m. run. For those you not, what's that say?
For those of you not up for a 4K.
5K,
sorry.
You're doing so well there, too. There'll still be plenty of other festivities in the evening. There'll be music, vendors, food, and a Celtic bent as well. It all begins at 8:15 a.m. tomorrow, and I am lucky enough to be the master of ceremonies.
Yay.
After the race tomorrow at 10:30 a.m., that's when the awards are passed out. I'll be working alongside Steve Christie, who is the leading scorer in Buffalo Bills history, kicker, who now lives in Lakewood Ranch. So it'll be nice to see him tomorrow. If you get a chance, stop by Nathan Benderson Park for that fun festival.
It's going to be great. The weather will be perfect. I mean, it's not going to be all that humid. It's going to be dry. Sunday, a little more wet. We'll have a complete forecast and a cold, I mean, honest to goodness cold front heading our way.
Really?
We'll talk about that. Yeah,
scarves and gloves and mittens and...
Yeah, a little early for that.
All right, talk to you soon, Steve. Also, first alert traffic and some fun ideas this weekend in the area. Linda Carson has her weekly Suncoast scene. And later in the hour, the White House Chief of Staff is furious at a Florida congressperson. We'll tell you why. It is 5:11, and you're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Good morning, and for John Scalzi this morning, I'm meteorologist Steve Newman, and a case of severe clear across the Sunshine State. Those radar sweeps not finding anything until they get off the Atlantic coast. A little moisture coming in from the Bahamas, but it's not going to make it across the state. So it will be dry today. It will be dry tomorrow. The chance of rain increases on Sunday. And by this time next week, you will feel the winter's first chill coming in the year. I think you're going to like the change. Severe clear by satellite, too. Some moisture back up here, maybe a severe weather outbreak in the heartland around Oklahoma City coming in tomorrow and Sunday. But here on the Suncoast, very tranquil conditions. 72 degrees at this hour, dew point 70, humidity 93%. And those northeast winds are just going to increase as we move through later today into tomorrow. Breezy conditions, especially out on the water, so you might want to be alert to that, especially if you had plans going boating tomorrow. Temperatures across the state in the 60s up in the Panhandle, 72 at Fort Myers, 75 at Naples. Still warm at Miami and Key West where it's 80 degrees. And across our viewing area, pretty much the dew points are in the low 70s, so that's where our temperatures are hovering right now. A little more moist out on the Keys, Longboat Key 75, Siesta Key 74. Now, if we look across the nation, no big weather outbreaks until we get out west. Look at this. We have high pressure in control, and actually these high pressure areas are going to keep that easterly flow over us quite strong, but nothing going on right now. But they've been waiting for the rain in California to help douse the fires. It was anticipated for Thursday night, Friday morning, and that came in right on schedule. Believe it or not, this front will make it all the way across the country. This is our cold front that will bring us a cooler Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So here are your weather headlines, what you need for the upcoming weekend. It will become breezy today and tomorrow as well. We'll have dry weather, though, through tomorrow, so if you have outdoor plans or sporting events or emceeing duties, you're going to like it tomorrow. A beautiful Saturday. But then chance of rain increases on Sunday, and that is anticipation of a front that will come through on Tuesday, and that cold front probably Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday morning. Here's the high pressure in control of our weather pattern, bringing in a strong easterly flow, but there's not enough moisture today or tomorrow to bring any showers. But if we look at the futurecast, it takes us into late Saturday, kind of moistening up. You can see it as we move in the morning hours, and then about a 40% chance coming in for Sunday. On the water today, actually winds will be from the northeast, 15-knot seas, 2 to 3 feet, a moderate chop on bay and inland waters. Increasing winds today at the beach, temperature 86. Here's my forecast for the rest of today. It will be mostly sunny and breezy with a high temperature of 88, 4 degrees warmer than normal. And if we look at our 7-day outlook, it shows that we will have that chance of rain increasing up to 40% Sunday. As the front approaches Monday, it goes up to 50, and the front comes through on Tuesday. Look at the lows, Ray. Wednesday night and Thursday morning, believe it or not, 57 degrees. It's going to turn cooler. You're going to like it.
Back to the 50s. Happy days are here again. Thank you, Steve. Lockwood Ridge Road, an early issue up there in Manatee County. Let's take a click on that and see what's going on. Perhaps an accident between State Roads 64 and 70. There you go. Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, right there. I should not have said Lockwood Ridge. That is Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, blocked at Technology Terrace. So be aware of that early morning issue there. Let's check farther south now into Sarasota County. Still a blip there at the 41301 fork. Otherwise, pretty good. South County, mostly clear at 517 on your Friday morning. Well, certainly plenty of activities this weekend around the Suncoast. Take your pick. Here's Linda Carson's weekly Suncoast Scene.
This is one of the biggest weekends of the year in Venice. The Women's Sertona Club of Venice is throwing a party for the whole community. The 45th annual Sun Fiesta right here in Centennial Park. It starts Friday night at 5 p.m. and it goes until Sunday at 7. This town will rock.
Saturday we start off at 9 with the bed races down Venice Avenue here, and that lasts till about 10, and then we have our big parade.
And there'll be fun for kids and adults. And on Sunday,
there will be entertainment by Sophisticated Swing, and they are a 40s, 50s, and 60s dance band, so that should be a lot of fun. In the evening, of course, we wind up with Bandana.
And the Ringling International Arts Festival is in full swing.
We have 7 acts from around the world doing 23 performances over the course between Wednesday and Saturday. It's contemporary, it's international, it's things you've never seen before.
In fact, here at REAP they say, expect the unexplored, explore the unexpected. You're bound to find something here that you've never seen before. And Saturday night at Michael's on East, it's the 18th annual Can Dance.
We get local celebrities and philanthropists to get together with professional dancers and raise money in the fight for HIV, hepatitis C, and other STDs.
And the Sarasota Celtic Music Festival is on Saturday.
We'll have, of course, lots of music of the Celtic tradition, and then even some modern Celtic rock. If you've never heard it, it's outstanding. It will really stir your soul. We've got a great girl band coming in from Dublin called the Screaming Orphans. We have the Fighting Jamesons, Seven Nations, so some very exciting acts coming in.
And this year, there's something new.
We will have an invasion on the beach at sunset of the Sons of Norway. They will be bringing 3 of their Viking boats. They'll come around the island, storm the beach, and of course there'll be an invasion with the Scots and the Nordic fighters.
The second annual Sarasota Celtic Music Festival. It is going to be right here at Benderson Park on Saturday. It starts at 9:30 with the Braveheart Kilt Run. At 11 o'clock the festival starts and it goes until 9 o'clock Saturday night. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And again, I'll be out there at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow at the Benderson Park for the awards after the 5K run. So it should be a fun day at Benderson Park and all across the Suncoast. Nice weather too. 5:20 right now, still heading Good Morning Suncoast. A new study shows that screen time for kids is going even higher, while another report calls smartwatches for kids a total privacy nightmare. And next half hour, it has been 1 month since Hurricane Maria slammed Puerto Rico. So how would the president rate the response? We'll hear that number when we come back.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-307-2040 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you the #1 mistakes retirees are making with their investments today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-307-2040 to have your free information kit rushed to your door. Again, that's 800-307-2040.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure.
Some of these dolphins were rescued from the wild. You'll hear about their story and how they're getting a second chance.
Join us this week on ABC 7.
A pretty shot there of the Rosemary District as you awaken on this Friday morning. Should be a beautiful weekend. We'll hear Steve's forecast in just a few minutes here. There's the news app. Don't forget we're updating that now, so make sure you check it out at the store there, the WWSB or My Suncoast app. Download the new version. Also, if you have Android, you'll get that new version automatically. Last night had a nice time at the Boys and Girls Club of Sarasota. I promised I'd show the picture this morning to some of the young folks if they're awake already, or I'll show it next hour as well. Congratulations to Bill Sadlow and the great staff of the Boys and Girls Club. They're helping 7,000 children around Sarasota County. Last night was a nice dinner put on by some of the kids, and I had a chance to be there as well. So great night there at the Boys and Girls Club on Fruitville Road, just beyond Robarts Arena. There's our email addresses. Make sure you check out our Facebook pages when you get a chance. Ray Collins, ABC7, if you're on Facebook, and you'll see some behind-the-scenes photos that we've taken here around the station. Also at 7 o'clock, or I should say at 8 o'clock this morning, we'll get back to our Facebook Friday Live, which you can check out on our ABC7 Facebook page. 5:24 right now. All those free news articles you read on Facebook, you might soon have to pay for them. ABC's Candace Gibson and Ariel Reshef have the story.
In today's Tech Bites, those free news articles on Facebook may soon cost you.
Facebook is teaming up with publishers including the Boston Globe, The Economist, and The Washington Post to test a new subscription model in its Instant Articles app.
The test will only be done on Facebook's Android app. It can't reach a deal so far with Apple. A new study finds that kids under 9 years old are spending 10 times longer watching their screens than they did just 6 years ago.
And it turns out those child smartwatches that allow parents to keep track of their kids are full of security holes. Researchers say many models are vulnerable to hackers.
And take a look at CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, 300 feet above ground, smashing a bottle of champagne to open a new wind farm in West Texas.
It's the company's largest ever wind farm. Amazon says it will add 1 million megawatt hours of clean energy to the grid each year.
Well, those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Mass Mutual Life Insurance.
We come into this world needing others. Then we are told it's braver to go it alone. But there's another way to live. A way that sees the only path to fulfillment is through others.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale. Save 40% on paints and stains from October 20th through the 23rd. Color is just around the corner. Find your neighborhood store at sherwinwilliams.com/save.
You're acting so funny. What's wrong, Billy?
My doctor says I have Skittles pox.
Are they contagious?
I don't think so.
Contract the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest from Gainesville after a white nationalist spoke on campus amid tight security. New information about the U.S. soldiers ambushed and killed in Africa. This as the Chief of Staff defends the president's response to one of the victims' widows. And an early prediction about the winter weather. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning. We have made it together to Friday. Fellow early risers out there, I'm Ray Collins. John Scalzi did not feel well all week, and today he finally waved the white flag. And luckily, Steve Newman answered the phone and came in here. A guy that began his career in Sarasota, went on to the major markets, Dallas, Chicago, San Fran, came back to Sarasota for a better quality of life, and we're lucky that he freelances with us. Steve, great to have you here.
Sounds kind of like your story. It's great to live in God's country here.
That's really why we're here, yeah.
Believe it or not, we're only 2 weekends away from going off daylight saving time to standard time, and the sunrise sunset times will change. This morning's sunrise across the Suncoast is at 7:33. By the first Monday in November, it'll be like 6:40, so it'll be lighter in the morning, but the sunset right now is 6:56. It's going to be like 5:45 come the first Monday in November, so we lose the daylight in the evening. But that's 2 weekends away. Right now, this weekend will be mainly dry, at least the first half of it. You can see on radar there's some showers approaching the East Coast, but they're not going to make it our way, and future radar shows that all day long winds will remain from the northeast and increase, actually, and it'll stay dry. Those little green spots are just the model overestimating the lightest possible rain. And temperatures through the morning hours going to slowly warm up to the low and mid 80s. Now, we do have some changes coming about in our weather. We have an honest to goodness cold front that will be here by this time next week that you're actually going to feel. The cool front that just came through this week made it feel a little nicer, but wait till next Tuesday and Wednesday. Scott?
Get the snow blowers out. Get the shovels ready. Just kidding. Little issue there on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard already at Technology Terrace. An early part of the day for an issue there already between State Road 70 and State Road 64. So be aware of that if you're heading in that direction. Farther south now to Sarasota, really clear at this point of the day. And let's check the final map. South County, you'll see only blip I see is southbound 41 around Osprey. 5:32 on your Friday morning. Our top story, the White House Chief of Staff is defending President Trump about some alleged comments to the widow of a fallen soldier. ABC's Serena Marshall has the latest.
It was an emotional defense of the president, not from Chief of Staff John Kelly, but Gold Star father and retired General John Kelly.
There's no perfect way to make that phone call. My first recommendation was he not do it.
Kelly lost his own son when he stepped on a landmine in Afghanistan in 2010, something he doesn't talk about often, but addressing an unusually silent press corps.
My son's case in Afghanistan, when he died, he was surrounded by the best men on this earth, his friends. That's what the president tried to say to four families.
Kelly frustrated and brokenhearted over the politicalization.
It stuns me that a member of Congress would have listened in on that conversation.
It's the president's words versus intention. Kelly not disputing that the president told the widow of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson he knew what he was signing up for, but it still hurts. Even echoing those same words in his defense.
He knew what he was getting himself into because he enlisted. There's no reason to enlist. He enlisted.
The president, though, just hours later, hitting Congresswoman Frederica Wilson on Twitter for being on the call secretly and gave a total lie on content. What the president and Kelly didn't address, Wilson's relationship with the family that goes back decades, according to the Washington Post, and Sergeant Johnson's mother, who told the paper, President Trump did disrespect my son and my daughter, and also me and my husband. Wilson now saying she's done talking about it.
Seemingly lost in the uproar, the 4 soldiers who died in Niger, including Sergeant LaDavid Johnson. His funeral scheduled for Saturday. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
1 month after Hurricane Maria slammed Puerto Rico, President Trump said the storm was worse than Katrina. He then ranked his administration's response to the disaster as a 10 out of 10. The president was speaking to the press during a White House meeting with Puerto Rico Governor Ricardo Rossello.
It was probably the most difficult when you talk about relief, when you talk about search, when you talk about all of the different levels, and even when you talk about lives saved. You look at the number. I mean, I think it was worse than Katrina. It was, in many ways, worse than anything people have ever seen.
The president originally suggested that Hurricane Maria wasn't a real catastrophe like Katrina in terms of number of casualties. Now the president admits the devastation in Puerto Rico was worse than New Orleans, but the federal response, he says, was far more competent. Getting back now to that ambush in Africa, we're learning more details about the incident involving the U.S. soldiers killed in Niger. As reporter Jim Sciutto tells us, the Pentagon is now releasing new details.
Tonight, the head of the U.S. military is demanding answers on the deadliest U.S. combat mission of the Trump administration.
The loss of our troops is under investigation. We in the Department of Defense like to know what we're talking about before we talk. And so we do not have all the accurate information yet. We will release it as rapidly as we get it.
2 weeks after the ambush, Defense Secretary James Mattis, officials say, is discouraged by the lack of information he's received from his own people on the ISIS attack in Niger that killed 4 U.S. soldiers and injured 2 more. The 12-member U.S. Army team was meeting villagers in a town on the Niger-Mali border. They were walking back to their vehicles, which were not armored, when up to 50 ISIS-affiliated fighters attacked them with machine guns and rocket-propelled grenades. The Americans fought back, but were only armed with light weapons, such as rifles.
There had been more than, or nearly 30 trips along this route already. So they had reason to believe that they were in a permissive environment.
After 30 minutes, French aircraft flew by to try to disperse the attackers from the air and later to evacuate the wounded. The U.S. had to rely on a private contractor to airlift out the dead. In the chaos, Sergeant LaDavid Johnson was separated from the rest of the team and left behind. Commanders launched a large, joint U.S., Nigerian, and French search and rescue operation. 48 hours later, Nigerian troops recovered his body. Today, Secretary Mattis attempted to answer hard questions about what went wrong. For one, why the military's own intelligence assessed it was unlikely the team would run into enemy forces.
This specific case, contact was considered unlikely. But there's a reason we have U.S. Army soldiers there and not the Peace Corps, because we carry guns. And so it's a reality. It's part of the danger that our troops face in these counter-terrorist campaigns. But remember, we do these kinds of missions by, with, and through allies. It is often dangerous.
And as the families grieve, another question. Why was a U.S. soldier left behind on the battlefield?
The U.S. military does not leave its troops behind, and I would just ask that you not question the actions of the troops who were caught in the firefight and question whether or not they did everything they could in order to bring everyone out at once.
On to consumer news now. New figures show the American job market's looking stronger than expected. The federal government says 222,000 Americans filed first-time jobless claims last week. That's the lowest number in about 43 years. Experts say the news is another sign of a healthy U.S. economy. Unemployment is already at a 16-year low of 4.2%, but the economy did lose 33,000 jobs last month, which experts blame on 3 hurricanes that hit parts of the U.S. New developments now involving a deadly workplace shooting in Maryland. Radee Prince is being held at a Delaware prison with a $2 million bond after a 10-hour manhunt. Prince was scheduled to work at Advanced Granite Solutions when he's believed to have gathered his co-workers and opened fire. He's accused of killing 3 and leaving 2 others in critical condition at their office outside of Baltimore.
How do you get into a mind of a person that's capable of shooting 5 people that are co-workers? And I even get chills talking about it because I know what it's like when we do hunt individuals that are desperate.
About 2 hours later and 50 miles away, another shooting tied to Prince, this time at a car dealership in Wilmington. The victim, a man that Prince allegedly knew and had a dispute with previously. Police plastered Prince's face on billboards right away up and down I-95. That's some fast work. But that helped bring in some tips and led investigators to Newark, Delaware, where Prince was then spotted. He was taken into custody after a short chase. Florida Democratic lawmakers are taking aim at Confederate memorials and holidays linked to Confederate leaders. House and Senate Democrats have filed bills that would remove the birthdays of General Robert E. Lee and Jefferson Davis from the legal holidays listed in Florida law. It would also remove Confederate Memorial Day from the list. Representative Chevron Jones filed a bill earlier this month that would require the state to also move any Confederate memorials on state property to a state museum. The legislation will be considered during the next session that starts in early January. 2 people were arrested during protests yesterday at the University of Florida. Protesters gathered as white nationalist speaker Richard Spencer appeared on campus. One of these suspects was arrested for resisting arrest with violence, the other for carrying a firearm on school property. The university originally declined Spencer's request to speak due to threats of violence, but later allowed it, stressing the school's commitment to free speech. They spent $500,000 on extra security, and the governor also declared a local state of emergency. On a lighter note now, NOAA has released their winter projections. Forecasters are projecting the winter season will be colder in the north and down south, warmer and drier. One reason for these extreme temperatures might be the return of La Nina. Am I saying that right?
La Nina, but I don't know about that.
All right. Let me finish this and we'll talk. The phenomenon usually means a warmer and drier than average Florida during the winter. So it's spelled N-I-N-A, but there's a Y in it.
Enye.
There's a little
N-I-N-A.
cedilla on there.
Nina.
Nina. I thought so, but it looks like it's spelled Nina.
I just wrote a story. It's on our mysuncoast.com website about La Nina and how it might affect our winter. You can also look at it on our app, our weather app is there too.
Okay.
So it is probably going to be warmer and drier than normal along the Suncoast, but those predictions for La Nina are not always that accurate.
No, not always. Colder up north, maybe?
Yeah, probably colder up north.
Oh, too bad. All right, still ahead, we'll have the latest in Suncoast traffic and how good posture can do more than just keep your back healthy. We'll have the other mental benefits of sitting up straight up next in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
You're going to absolutely love the first half of this weekend. Today and Saturday, dry. Humidity is relatively low. They're starting to creep back up behind that cool front we have, but we have a cold front, an honest to goodness cold front scheduled to come through next Tuesday, getting us in the upper 50s for overnight low temperatures in about a week's time. But right now you can see on radar there's really nothing to speak of other than some showers trying to come in from the Bahamas to about Jupiter right now and across the far southern part of Florida down in the Keys. And by satellite, severe clear as well. Really nothing going on. The flow at the low levels coming in from the east, the subtropical jet blowing in the higher clouds from the southwest. And our current conditions at Sarasota Bradenton Airport, 72 degrees. The dew point 70, that's not bad. It's nicer when it's in the mid 60s, even better still in the 50s, which is what we'll get in about a week's time. Temperatures across the state as we move into almost the 6 o'clock hour. 73 at Tampa, Panama City 62. It is 80 at Key West and Miami. And across our viewing area with dew points in the low 70s or about 70. That's pretty much where we're settling in for our sunrise temperature because of the more moisture along the Keys. 75 at Longboat Key and 74 at Siesta. Now, nothing to worry about at this point in the tropics. We're on the downside of the hurricane season. We never let down our guard here in our weather office, but it looks pretty good right now in the Atlantic and in the Caribbean. This would be where we would expect at this time of year something to emerge and shoot up into the Gulf or in the Atlantic. No promising areas of that at the moment. And other some thunderstorms in the western Gulf, the Gulf of Mexico looks pretty good as well. General thunderstorms in the Midwest, but I think tomorrow we could have an outbreak of tornadoes and severe storms from about the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Oklahoma City, up to Tulsa, into Kansas, maybe some strong storms around Kansas City. That is, we'll be taking a close look at later on today. Bob Harrigan will. Our weather headlines for the rest of today. Becoming breezy today, strong breezes right on through Saturday and into Sunday, and increasing chance of rain on Sunday, but it'll be dry through tomorrow. Near perfect conditions for outdoor recreation, except out on the water. Those breezes are going to make things get a little rough, especially by tomorrow afternoon. And then by next week, next Tuesday, Wednesday, a cold front will come through. A real C-O-L-D, cold front. Right now, high pressure and control over most of the country, and we have a strong northeasterly flow around that high pressure. But the air is relatively dry, so I don't think we're going to see any showers today or tomorrow. Things will moisten up a little on Sunday, increasing the chance, and that chance gets even greater as the front approaches on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Out on the water, look for winds to increase 15 knots today to about 20 knots tonight and tomorrow. Seas building 2 to 3 feet, probably up to 4 feet tomorrow. Beach temperature 86 degrees. And here's our 7-day outlook showing the changes over the weekend. Today breezy, tomorrow breezy, 40% chance of showers on Sunday. As the front approaches Monday, the chances go up to 50. As it passes by, look what happens to our temperatures from the 70s, 60s, upper 50s in a week's time. I think we're all going to like this change.
All right, thank you for the morning, Steve. Checking first alert traffic, still an ongoing issue on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, way north of State Road 70 at Technology Terrace. Be aware of that if you use that road. Farther south now, the only red we see is ironically way out there on Siesta Key Beach. Some early beachgoers in the northbound lane there along the road. Also South County, mostly clear. A little blip there at the 681 on-ramp onto I-75 north. Let's talk about your health now. Good posture not only helps your back, it can also help your mental health. Kim Hutcherson has the story.
Better posture may lead to a better mood, memory, and self-esteem. And if you're suffering from lower back pain, better posture will have positive effects for that too. Poor posture can cause serious back pain, making it the second most common reason people go to the doctor, according to the University of Maryland Medical Center. A New York spinal surgeon suggests a few things that you can do to improve posture. Deep belly breathing. It enables the spinal nerves to move within the spinal channels, diminishing pain. Neck stretches using range of motion exercises, such as stretching your neck side to side, up and down, and ear to shoulder. Using light weights and performing some yoga poses like downward dog can help improve posture. Push-ups are also great as they can strengthen the spinal and postural muscles. Also, pay attention to how you're sleeping. The ideal position is on your side. That puts the least amount of pressure on your spine. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Some good advice there. 5:50 right now. Still ahead, your day's top local news headlines. And it's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a window washer. We'll have more on these caped cleaners after this.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I know,
I
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
That is how the Ringling Causeway looks at 5:54 a.m. Not a lot of traffic to be concerned of. Oh, here comes a car. That is the bridge that connects the Bayfront over to Bird Key and St. Armands and Lido Key, of course. Signature span through the heart of Sarasota. Let's check the top local news headlines as you awaken on this Friday morning. 6 Sarasota County schools are off lockdown this morning after a student allegedly brought a gun to Riverview High School yesterday. Deputies later arrested the student at the downtown bus station. Manatee County Sheriff deputies looking for the man who stole a tray of jewelry from a store in the DeSoto Square Mall. He took the jewels and ran out the door. And water taxi service between Anna Maria Island and Sarasota will begin early next year. Stops will also include the Bradenton Riverwalk. And finally, some superheroes wear capes, but others do it and also wash windows. Some window washers dressed up as superheroes to give the kids a super surprise. One little boy said he wondered exactly why a superhero was washing windows, but still thought it was really cool. Kids at the Kaiser Permanente, is it a hospital?
Yep.
Yeah, in Roseville, California, have been treated to these heroic window washers for nearly 35 years. Bob Kearns is the first guy that dressed up like this. It's his Master Care window washing and a great gesture to keep some smiles on some little patients' faces inside in Roseville, California.
That's just outside Sacramento, just a little to the northwest. I used to work in Sacramento too.
He lived in California for years. He can help us with that as well. 5:56 right now, and we are looking at a split verdict this weekend. You said today, Friday, Saturday's nice, then Sunday.
You have MC duties tomorrow.
I do.
At Nathan Benderson Park.
Correct.
And the weather should be just perfect. A little breezy, though. I mean, it is going to get a little breezy. That's the only flying you want. A chance of rain increases on Sunday, but we have a cold front to talk about.
More after this. Stay with us.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188.